Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Lions Den Podcast, episode 54, 20 plus 20 vision. If you guys don't get it, 20 plus 20 equals 40. How Leon ended in number of points this season. So we're here on another Monday Night Football, talking about everything that happened in the last jornada versus Toluca. As Leon was attempting to break their record in points, but you guys will definitely get to talk about everything that happened in that match. Lots to talk about just before heading into liguilla, kind of just overall La Fiera this season. So we're here another Monday night to talk about all that good stuff. Group Leon content in English. Carlos, Louis, and Jose. Guys, how are we feeling tonight? Monday Night Football.
Yeah, mixed bag for me.
Really?
Mixed feelings,
Feeling
yeah.
good. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really want to feel bad about rounding off a regular season, a 40-point regular season, and miles ahead of the pack. But just I don't know that game. I don't know what I was expecting to see, but I was expecting to see something different than we saw, and it wasn't all wine and dandelions for me. It was there was stuff not to like about that effort. And now we got a long time to think about it with this ill-timed FIFA break. Ill-timed in my opinion. FIFA break.
Yeah, I think we'll be all right. Yeah, like Louis said, there's a lot of things that I saw that I didn't really like, particularly some reds and yellows that I thought were just bad decisions. But I think we'll be all right. We got plenty of time to think about what we did yesterday, and we have plenty of time to fix those errors and go over some tape.
Yeah, just those indisciplinas though. That just there's like because that doesn't just affect this one meaningless match. That affects the next match too, at least.
Yep.
And that's like you can forgive like most anything else. You can even forgive like injuries and stuff because I get wanting to keep your guys in rhythm, especially with this long break you have coming up, and players who aren't in form are no good, no better for you than injured players. So I can understand like using most of your starting lineup and keeping them, also respecting the competition and respecting the game. Like that's you want to put out your best lineup, you want to try to win the game and respect competition. I get that, but the indisciplinas, man, that's just the one thing you can't, like, you got to know better than to go out and do that. And that's so frustrating. Yeah. So frustrating because now we have to deal with that absence for our first Liga game, which is the one thing we did not want.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Jose, you're muted, right? Is he muted?
Yes, I am.
No,
I am.
Yeah.
It's just I have a photo here to mute it. So yeah, I mean just like I have mixed feelings about the match. Like I mean, the positive is that we extended our unbeaten run to 13 games now. So yeah, I mean that's still good. It's just I think if the circumstances that happened in the game wouldn't have happened, maybe we might just come out with the win. But and we had our chances too. Like I think like even before Navarro was subbed off, which I think, I don't know, was that a tactical decision? I'm guessing.
I don't think it was tactical. I think it was. I mean, all those guys who subbed off towards the end. I think that was just,
So you think
I think that was just to give.
So you think that was just like to rest on legs?
Yeah, I think that was to get him off, just to get him off the field. We saw some subs that wouldn't normally happen. I don't think you would normally sub off Navarro like that.
Yeah, because
who else came off? I can't remember. But yeah, those just seem like for leg resting legs.
Mena came off. Meneses. Yeah.
Gigliotti came off at halftime.
I think Mena wasn't surprised.
Well, Gigliotti was definitely.
Gigliotti, I wasn't surprised because Gigliotti is like the last 3 matches, he's been leaving much to be desired of. Like he seems out of sync.
Well, also, Also, like he's by far the best option to sub off when we're playing with a man down because we don't depend on so much production from his position.
Yeah.
So if you're playing with a man down, put on another contención, sub on Jefecito, and take off Gigliotti, and you really don't. Frankly, you don't lose that much because Gigliotti can be really good, but he's mostly hit or miss, and you know that you still have scoring threats even if he's not on the pitch.
Mhm.
So that was definitely a tactical sub, but the other ones I think were just for resting legs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
I mean,
I agree.
if we didn't have to like rest legs to get ready for liguilla or to like rest other players, honestly, I think we would have won that much. Like even before Navarro got subbed off, he actually had a shot on the left post,
Mhm.
I believe.
He
Like,
did. Yep.
Yep.
so yeah, I mean, I think in a way we pay because of that one situation, but also we were just kind of unlucky and at times to not come out with the win too. But I mean, a draw is still good. Like 40 points at the end of the season. That's still really good. This is the second time that we get to the 40-point mark, and I believe in Torneos Cortos, this is just with Ambris. He's probably the only coach, I want to say. Like I gotta go back because I remember before there was the like what we have now, like Los Grupos. So I don't know but I'm pretty sure they didn't get to 40 or over 40 because I believe the last one wasn't, what was it, like that the 1997, the one that we lost against Cruz Azul, and I think that was 32 points with Reynoso. Yeah, so I mean that's like 40 points, guys. That's just
that's a pretty good amount of points. I mean, I would call that a successful season. There's nobody even close to 40 in the league except us.
I mean,
yeah, pero hay formas. You know, if they'd been sitting on 37 and they won the match to get to 40, I'd be feeling a lot different. You know?
Yeah, I mean, but
they had a chance to break their record. I don't know. I just didn't like a lot about what I saw.
Yeah,
about what they played. It wasn't when it being at the last match. Now this long wait. That's what's really getting to me. It's not that in the season on the whole doesn't have a lot to really like. Of course it does, but we want the title, man. And they didn't. I don't know. They didn't really for long stretches of that match. They didn't look like a title team to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Jose,
can you hear us?
Jose sounds like a robot.
He's mute. He's like
he's
frozen.
Lagging. He's frozen. Yeah.
Yeah, we have Raul Guerrero say, yo, what's up? And also, it was an okay game. Aquino needs to be sat down. Campbell got speed. The confidence went up. Went up. Needs to settle down and be more humilde in a way. Just hope that in the friendly games, they don't get sick. Also saying Leon and Cruz Azul at the moment have the best chance to win because Alavera is out for Pumas. I guess let's just go ahead and Carlos, go with the team news because we have lots to talk about. It'd be good to kind of get the core out of the way. You ready?
Yep, let's do it.
Let's do it. Oh, did I leave a comment on the screen? I think we actually lost Jose. We will recover him and let's just go ahead again tonight. Club T news.
So as we already mentioned, a win would have given us the club record and the highest efficiency rate in short tournaments, but we didn't accomplish that. Instead, we got 40 points, which I think is still pretty good. How we did it is a different conversation that we'll have in just a minute. Also, Jairo Moreno was back on the pitch. This weekend, he was playing with the U20 squad. I'm not sure about the details about how many minutes he got, but there were reports that he did have some playing time. So that's definitely a plus. We'll probably be getting him back during the friendlies.
That's a big plus. If we lost Aquino, we lost Aquino, but we get
That's huge.
We get Yaito back, like that kind of almost makes up for it. And I'm even better. The even better part is because he was injured, he's probably not. He didn't get called up to Colombia, so he's not gonna have to worry about him getting hurt there either.
Yeah.
That two great pieces of news right there for sure.
Yes, sir. Last one. A lot of our players got called up to their national teams. Campbell, Mena, Meneses, Aquino. And we just heard yesterday that Tecillo and Cota also got called up. So they'll be overseas during the FIFA date and during the friendlies. So, yeah, let's just hope they stay healthy, because you would just hate to have one of them come back injured or sick.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so starting lineup. Let's get into the starting lineup.
Yes.
Pretty straightforward starting lineup. I don't think there was many surprises in here. Rodolfo Cota on goal. The back line was Osvi, Barreiro, Tecillo, and Navarro. In the middle, we had Aquino, who we're gonna absolutely drill in just a couple minutes. We had Avion and Mena on the wings. Montes, the magician, the just amazing MVP season he's having, in the middle. And then we have Meneses and Gigliotti up top. No surprises, right? I mean, this is like the same lineup that we were using right before Aquino got that red card, the first red card.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
let's just go ahead and get the Aquino situation out of the way. Obviously, this is a big topic. I think even though, yes, we got the 40 points, I think we honestly wanted to see a game of kind of Leon summing up kind of the whole season in one game and just taking advantage that it was against Toluca, that it was the last game of the jornada, that we were able to break the record. And you guys, I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but Aquino has one job the whole season. It's not to get himself in a situation like this. So, I mean, I think we were talking off on the chat, we were all kind of like blowing, smoke in our own ways. But what did your thought? Like, what was your first thought when you saw that Aquino got sent off?
Why?
I was.
Yeah. There you go. That's it. That's the tweet.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking about the liguilla. I mean, we have other options in the contención. We can survive this, especially with Yairo coming back and all that. But I'm just thinking about, like, this is the one thing you can't do, because this affects our next match, which is the important one. Mm-hmm. You know, this one is a glorified friendly they were playing. But it wasn't, because if you do something stupid like that, then you're out for the next game. You know, the most concerning thing is he doesn't seem to learn his lesson ever. He still keeps making these stupid fouls. And there have even been people, like, I don't want to speculate too much, but there are people who think he's doing it on purpose at this point because he wants to be fresh for his games with Peru. I don't know if we can really, like, there's evidence to back that up. But, like, you start to wonder after it happens so many times, especially around these international call-ups, you know? And I think it is pretty clear he really, really cares a lot more about playing for Peru than he does for Leon. Doesn't mean he doesn't play well for Leon, but, like, his selección is, like, what really matters to him. So I don't know. I'm not gonna make any accusations, but it's definitely something that once people started mentioning, I was like, well, that kind of doesn't not make sense, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but it's just a dumb foul. It's a dumb decision to go down on a player like that, especially with nothing at stake. There's nothing at stake. We already have the season wrapped up. We're in first place. We're heading into Liguilla. We need everybody fresh and ready to go. And you just commit a foul in the 18th minute where there's no threat. The offensive player was posing no threat to us. I mean, I can understand if there's a goal that's about to be scored and he has to, I know he's the last man and he has to tackle the player, but to just do something like that in midfield for absolutely no reason is just mind-boggling. It just doesn't make sense.
All I gotta say is, before this match, me and Carlos like we were like like talking. I think we were talking in the last episode that how should we start Fidel Ambris, and I
Right.
told him, oh well, I don't think he's gonna do it because like Aquino has more experience. Well, here comes Aquino. Like it's very starting the match. He just came back from having been sent off in what like the two matches prior to this one. And what does he do? He's supposed to be the experienced player. He gets sent off.
Hmm.
One game before the liguilla
Yeah.
when we are actually gonna need him. Like, come on, like
Yeah.
you can't like. And
It's
the
a
worst thing
childish.
is that like I was saying like why is his tendency to get recorded coming on as we are at the end of the season when the games are staked when the stuff that's actually matter liguilla it's right on the corner.
Hmm.
Why now?
Yeah, he went all season without getting anything, and suddenly he
I don't
gets
know.
2 in 3 games.
Yeah. You
Well,
just
he's
you
either
really
gonna have
wonder.
to. He's either going to have to show an ability to stay on the pitch, as we were saying in the chat. This is one of the biggest cliches in sports, but the best ability is availability. Like it doesn't matter how talented you are,
But it's
if you
true.
can't if you
Yeah.
can't stay on the. I mean, it doesn't matter how talented you are if you can't stay on the pitch, whether it be for injury, like if you're injury prone, or in this case, if you are not disciplined, like he lacks discipline. He lacks discipline, like I'm sorry, like it doesn't matter how he's gifted. He's an extremely gifted defensive midfielder, but if he can't stay on the pitch, he's no use to us. So he's either going to have to show his ability to stay disciplined in the Liguilla, or I think these are the kind of things you don't want to get too over. You don't want to overblow an isolated situation too much, but he could be gone at the end of the season if he can't fix this in the Liguilla. Like these are. I mean, he's going to be one of our most sought after like transfer pieces anyway.
And
I mean, I would like to keep him because I think he's great, but
he hasn't renewed his contract, and he's had a contract in December, I believe. So yeah.
Like I understand his intensity, but I think the intensity was not for this game. It was a more manos calmada, like just calm. Like, come on, guys! Like, there's just no need for that intensity at this last.
Yeah,
I would understand
like, there's no
if like I would understand if it was like, let's say, for say, second half, we're either winning and we need. And we're winning by one or we're losing something, some sort of like critical situation. And like I get it, okay, but at the beginning of the game,
it doesn't make sense.
There's no need. Why?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I think.
I just think he'd be able to get away with it with VAR. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think that with this team, the starting 11 that we had, we could have easily beat Toluca just playing on medio gas. Just the way we played against Santos, we didn't even have to play them all out, all intensity. We could have just beaten them on medio gas, and we just couldn't stay on the field. We just couldn't make right decisions either. I mean, also, it wasn't even just Pedro Aquino. Like, it's okay if we're bashing Pedro Aquino, but it was a lot more than that. It was
no.
For the first time this season. I think William Tecillo made a horrible decision on defense where he gave up that penalty.
He did.
Yeah. That Piton was uncalled for. Like
even Chapo got one for losing his cool.
Yeah.
Like even Chapo.
Everybody was losing their cool towards the end.
Like why lose your cool at all in this game? Why? Like this is not the game to lose your cool in. Well, I mean, in some ways it is the game to lose your cool in because this is not a Liguilla game. But like,
I get it that they really wanted to win this game. So I understand why the intensity, but at the same time, you gotta think with this, not no, like and it's just I don't know. Well,
It's frustrating.
It's like, I guess we just
yeah.
think that we don't have to worry about it. Like, for example, when we had Sambu, right? And you're thinking, okay, Sambu, okay, you think about Aquino, you think of these, we don't need to put ourselves in a situation where we need to worry. And then, but Aquino's done well. Like, I was rooting for him. And then lately, it's kind
Yeah.
of like, dude, you got to get your
We
marbles
always,
together because,
we always seem to have that one guy on the team that always gets reds. First we had Sambu, and then before him, or now we have Aquino. But before that, who do we have?
was
He's also a
Mejia.
midfielder.
Diego Novaretti.
Him too, but
Yeah.
midfielder Mejia.
Mejia,
Oh, yeah.
Mejia.
Alexander Mejia.
He was a hothead too.
I loved him. Like, he was one of my
He's
favorites.
a great player.
Yeah.
He's a great
He
player.
was good too.
He's
just
similar,
he just
very
kinda-
similar to in playing style as well to Aquino, but like they both had that problem. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's true. Other than that, I mean, it was a very frustrating game. I think I tweeted lately this season when I've tweeted like, "Come on, guys, you gotta step it up." They stepped it up, and we saw Chapito with the 2-2 tying up the game 2-2. But let's talk about the build-up of the first goal, because the build-up of the first goal to me is in conclusion of how pretty and entertaining and beautiful Leon can play. Kind of summarize is the season. The chemistry between Chapo and just the whole team itself, it's outstanding. I mean, even on the play after that, where him and Navarrito, they just connect in a way that they've been playing for years. So that build up of the goal was amazing, in my opinion. What do you guys think?
Well, and the Avion finish, he hasn't been playing with those guys for years, but he fits in like a glove too. I mean, that's just a testament.
Second goal.
It's a testament to Chapo and Navarro, but also to him. I mean, he's just he's fitting in like a glove. I mean, and he's getting in on the score sheet now for 2 straight matches. That's very encouraging. If you can think of him as a scoring threat as well, especially when you're not getting the consistent production from your number 9. Or if you have to sub your number 9 off because your contención gets sent off. I mean, it's great to know you have that option there. I mean, yeah, I think I agree. That was a beautiful team goal. We had a beautiful team goal and then a beautiful just individual effort at the end. So we can do it both ways. Which that does. I think I agree with you, Cuddy. That sums up our season. But it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for me to get that sour taste out of my mouth from just the way things had gone prior to that.
I wonder if I can screen record to show share screen to show the video clip.
I think so.
Think so? Let me see.
Try.
Wait, so are you guys the only ones that can share screen, or can we do it?
Wait.
Just wondering. Oh yeah, we can.
You guys hear it?
Yes.
Here it goes. Can you guys hear it?
No, but it's fine.
But it's fine because we're not supposed to.
There it goes.
Believe it or not, it's Leon.
So this was
Probably. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can
just mute it.
full screen if you want.
Here it is. You have Navarrito right down the middle. Mena, Avion, and it's in.
First touch too. Like he doesn't even have to. He doesn't even have to.
Awesome.
I mean, that's just really impressive. Like how he's grown over the course of the season, being involved in plays and now finishing them off as well. Like it's so encouraging.
Yes, sir. And they were out of position too. I think Navarro has nothing to do in the midfield. I mean, he's a defender.
Well, he kind of
he gets out of position and he goes in there. But even Avion, didn't Avion start on the left wing? And he was coming up behind Mena.
Yeah. It's hard to keep up because they're just so interchangeable all the time.
Yeah, they hadn't made the sub. They hadn't made the sub at that point. So I think Navarro's kind of getting up into the contención, kind of just to cover that area that Aquino had left behind. I mean, as we know, as we mentioned on here, Navarro doesn't really have a position, but he started out as various things, but he played a long time as a contención, so he can kind of he can kind of get into that position comfortably. Yeah, until they brought in Hepacito, they could kind of adjust things a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it worked in our favor that he was in that position on that play. That's for sure.
Yes, sir.
So, say, are we gonna talk about, our guy that didn't score any goals, Carlos, in the season, and he's a striker?
Oh,
Nick Killer.
Are we keeping him, or are we letting him go, or
mm.
what are we doing with him?
The regular season is over, but the liguilla is just getting started. He still has a chance to. I mean, imagine him scoring like a definitive goal in like a semifinal or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
He still has a chance.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Vinicio Angulo almost scored the game-tying goal in the final. Like Nick Keeler has at least as much of a chance as Angulo did to score.
All right,
goal. Jury's still out on him.
Yeah.
I think what bothers me from the whole Nikile is the commentators, because they're the ones that have been hyping, obviously, this whole Liga. And I don't know if you guys were listening to commentary, but the Nikile part really bothered me. I'm like, you guys, I was like, just leave him alone. Like, if you've been watching, obviously we've had our ups and downs in regards to what he does with the ball, what he does without, what he contributes, obviously, yes, we all know al final le falta el gol. But it doesn't mean that he hasn't been doing other stuff, because we don't only depend on him. If you were to say, you know what, Leon just depends on Nikile to score goals, like he's the only person that's able to get in position to, okay, we get it. We've had our moments, especially when we just depended on Boselli and all that stuff. But now there's no dependency on anybody. You know what I mean?
Sir.
So
yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
And that's what bothered me. Like, you know what, you guys, and that's just what irritates me from the commentary, because when they say something so often, everybody just starts to believe it. It's like, if you haven't seen the Nico Sosa the whole entire jornada, they just see, oh, no goals, which I think we can go into a different conversation with that. But at the end of the day, he's contributing in different ways. We can say the same thing about Joel Campbell. Joel Campbell this season, I think Nico Sosa has given more than Joel Campbell this season.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hot take?
Joel Campbell has much higher expectations.
That's a hot take right there.
Okay, hold on. Let me do hot.
No, well, and Joel Campbell has much higher expectations than Nick Keeler. This is Nick Keeler's first full season with the club. This is his first full season with the club, and he's still a very young player. I mean, I have to remember he's 23, 24.
Yeah,
he's a very young player. This is his first full season. Campbell, we've already seen him give way more than what he gave this season.
Mm-hmm.
We saw him give us things that made us like really worried about whether they would actually re-sign him or not. And now it's like, I still don't know what's up with him. I know that the expectations for him are way high. I mean, he played in World Cups, for crying out loud. He
played in Europe.
He played with Arsenal. He played in a World Cup, at least one or two.
He's expensive.
He's definitely not in the same. No se sienta en la misma mesa que Nick Keller. Like the expectations are different.
Yeah, the situations are way different, and I feel like people are more like Cody says, that they're quick to rip into Nick Keeler, but they don't say anything about Campbell. And remember, Campbell doesn't have a goal this season either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they're just ripping Nico Sosa because he was the Liga champion and he hasn't scored any goals. But I mean, like that's still the Liga. Like, it's spiritual. That doesn't
they're the ones that have been hyping this whole Liga thing, because there was no other football going on. So now they're kind of throwing shade, and that's what kind of bothered me.
Hey now. I stand by this. The E-Liga is cool. The E-Liga was cool.
I know.
And I got super into that. I got super into that thing.
I know you did. You did.
And the funny thing is, it's on our record books as an official title.
You did. You were way more into it than all of us.
Yeah, literally.
But hey, man, it went on our record books as an official title. Well, the stupid thing though is that they try to compare that to his actual exploits on the field. The one thing has nothing to do with the other. I'm completely in agreement there. It doesn't mean that the E-Liga wasn't cool, because the E-Liga was cool. It was a lot of fun, especially during a time in the early stages of this when we just didn't have anything else to like get behind.
I just wish that the same luck that followed Ormeño have followed Nico Sosa.
Yeah.
But, it didn't happen. But hopefully in liguilla.
Yeah, like Louis said, there's still up ahead. Anything can happen.
Still, hopefully, 6 matches left to play. Hopefully.
I mean, you say it's so easy, but it's 6 crucial matches where I mean, I think there's a stat out there.
I mean, I suppose we can preview the repechaje in another episode, but
yeah.
But that's gonna be like we have a long time to wait for our next match. We don't know who it's gonna be against, and that's nerve-wracking.
We have the postseason friendlies, which are gonna keep us sort of active.
Well,
legs.
It doesn't help us here on those of us here on the pods. We're not going to be able to watch them.
Yeah,
yeah, it doesn't.
That's true.
Yeah.
But at least the team can get some activity. People like Jefecito, who's going to be the replacement for Pedro Aquino, I assume. I'm pretty sure he's going to be the replacement. But speaking of Jefecito, I don't think he's 100% yet. I don't think he has his legs under him yet. So.
Yeah, he'll probably benefit from these friendlies as much or more than anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So him and then also Jairo, they're both going to benefit from it.
Yeah. And that's one I'm
especially Jairo. That's who I'm waiting for, because if we don't have Pedro Aquino, that's what's going to help us a lot.
Yeah.
Especially with all having these roller coaster games, I'm not a fan of it going in liguilla. What was I gonna say? I guess let's just go with individual performance reviews before we get into kind of just a mini overall conclusion of Leon in this season. So let's go with individual performance review for Luis Montes, who played the whole 90 minutes. He had 85% accurate passes. He got 8.4. He was the what's called? Highest score on SofaScore as the best player of the night. Guys, what do you think? Yes, definitely. As you saw the build up from the first goal, and it's awesome and it's stupendous. Free kick goal. What do we say? 1 to 10 performance review on Montes in this match versus Toluca.
8.5.
8.5.
Yeah,
I'd give him a 9, but I didn't like that yellow card, Carlos. I did not like it. I didn't like it. I thought that was
Louis Nachombris, Junior.
That's the same thing that that's the thing that I was gonna say. Like, I think that's the same thing why SofaScore didn't score him higher, because of that yellow card.
It would have been a 9. It would have been a 9 for sure. But that he loses 0.5 for that yellow card in a match where we were already doing a lot of unnecessarily stupid things. That just added to the pile. And as the captain and as the face of the franchise and as the veteran, he should have known better. So I was disappointed in that moment.
April was still pretty good with me.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
No, he gets more from me, because I don't know if you guys saw it, but that goal, that was a nice goal. That was a pretty nice goal.
It was a
poem, Carlos. It was a poem.
I don't know if you guys saw it, but that was a pretty nice goal. That made me completely forget the yellow.
Well, just to let you know, that's actually my whole stat right now. Only on Montes. So yeah.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. I'm gonna go 9. I'm gonna go 9. Yeah.
I'm gonna go also with a 9. I understand where Louis and Jose are coming from, the discipline aspect. I kind of let him off, like Carlos said. It's the last game.
Here, let's.
You got the goal.
Let's show these guys. Let's show these guys why I gave him a 9. Yeah.
Where's the cat? The cat meme. That's how Montes is kicking it. Okay, let's move on to. Let's do Barreiro, guys. Barreiro had a 6.3 for the night via SofaScore. He played the whole 90 minutes. One out of one aerial duel completed. Accurate passes 82.9%. Out of 3 long balls attempted, he was only accurate once. 6.3. So for score.
I don't really
What about
remember his match
interception?
that well.
Yeah.
I don't really
Yeah.
remember
Same.
much of it. I don't remember. There was no Barreto moment where like you're like, come on, bro. There actually really haven't been very many of those this season. Which, to his credit, like that, that's I congratulate him. He didn't give away any stupid penalties like the CEO did, so I'll give him an 8.
Yeah, I think it's probably better to give him a total season rating as opposed to just an individual rating.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
compared
I
to
guess we'll
last
do that.
season,
Maybe we
next
could do season ratings like next week. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, this is just this match, and then the next upcoming topic is just for this season because we can go so much in deep into just Leon as an overall team.
yeah, I'll give him let's give him an 8.5.
Okay, Jose.
I'm gonna go right in the middle. A little bit lower. I'll go just in case because I like they mentioned, I don't think he can make any mistakes. I didn't really see Barreto, but I feel like there's a reason why they rate him that low. So I'm gonna go with a 7.5.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll definitely go into kind of going through the checklist of everybody. Next week, now let's go to team performance reviews. Like I said, just a little mini intro of kind of what we're gonna do next week. But let's do to you guys. Who was the revelación of Club León this season in this from 1 to 17 jornada?
Existing players or new players?
I mean, I think you could look at it two ways. One is Avion. I mean, he was the new arrival who made the biggest difference, and nobody expected it.
Okay.
But you can also make an argument, I'd say, for Chapo Montes. Like who expected he could? He's probably having his best season as a pro.
I don't know.
Yeah, but this is probably his best. This might be his best season as a professional.
I mean,
and he's 36.
He was the player of the season. No.
I mean, you can also throw in there like a Jairo Moreno before he got injured.
Yeah, but I mean, Chapo was he's the undisputed MVP of Liga MX this season. Undisputed MVP Liga. When we talked about him in those terms, he's had some really, really great seasons. But when has everybody been talking about him on those terms? I don't know. I'm still probably going to go with Avion, just because.
Okay.
Same.
Just because nothing was expected of, literally nothing was expected of him, and he's now an undisputed starter.
Yeah. I remember when we first signed him and he was announced, everybody was just like, who is this guy? Like, why are we getting refuerzos from Mineros? Like, why can't we go after like some good big time players? Let's get some good signings. No one had any hope
when
for this guy.
When we signed him, I didn't recognize him at first because like I don't know, for some reason. But then I was like, oh wait, Avion Ramirez, didn't this guy play for Chivas? I was like, oh, okay.
He did, yeah.
So then it clicked. But yeah, I mean, even before he arrived, I had heard good things from other people about him that do follow the El Ascenso MX, and I mean they were right. So.
Well, he got a second chance. He got a second chance to play in Primera, and I think that X factor of that he's doing so with his hometown team that he loves. Like I think that cannot be underestimated or underappreciated.
Definitely.
Saying, "Este me gusta para las Chivas."
Yeah, he was there and you didn't want him, but no.
Right.
Yeah. I think we can all agree he's been an amazing revelación, just because I think, like you guys said, I think, I don't know what it is with those. We always expect to get like a super name brand player, and it's really rare when we actually get something like that. But I mean, I gave him the benefit of the doubt for once because I'm very tough on people. So I don't know. It's just amazing. Like, I'm so happy to see how well he has fit. Like Louis said, he's fit like a glove, like from the beginning. It's not like we've had struggles with other players who take so much time to get kind of used to, you know, el sistema de juego de Ambris, and he just got it instantly. So it's very much appreciated. Home team. I mean, you see pictures of him in a Leon uniform when he was a kid. So I think he must be so, you know, grateful and proud. Yeah. So I think that kind of also, like Louis said, sits well with all of us, and we've very much appreciated what he's done. And I mean, I'm just excited for Liguilla. And if he, you know, if he comes in as good luck charm and, you know, hopefully gives us the octava, then that'd be an amazing story for him, for sure.
Yeah. See,
Yep.
What's he gonna say? Shoot, I lost it. No, yeah, I lost
You're gonna
it.
say Jose. Let me know when you get it back.
Yes.
Well, let's go with most improved player of this season.
I mean, I think that's got to be Barreiro. That's got to be Barreiro. Yeah.
Barreiro.
Yeah.
I think it's.
Carlos,
I think it's pretty neck and neck between Barreiro and Jairo. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Jairo was already like starting from last season, so I think he continued on from where he left off.
I mean, here's the thing.
Barreiro was just at 360.
Here's the thing. I think they've made equal improvements, but one went from bad to good, and the other one went from good to great. You know, but the interval is the same. So it depends on. It's like when you're naming the MVP in the NBA. It's like when you're naming the MVP in the NBA. Like Steph Curry, is he the MVP because he's the best player on the best team, or is the MVP the person who made a team that would otherwise be terrible good? You know,
okay, so
it's hard.
Here's how we resolve this. Take out Jairo, take out Barreiro. Who do we miss the most?
That's tough because we've seen them play without Jairo.
Who do we miss the most?
We've seen them play without Jairo,
but I don't like it.
Yeah,
because you don't know.
To say Jairo because I think Mosquera is a good option to fill in for Barreiro. Barreiro for some reason couldn't go. He's a better option than Osvi is for Jairo. So I think if we're going by that criteria, then I guess we got to go with Jairo.
I mean, he did well last game, I think. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a fan of Osby, but I don't think he did too bad last game.
He's just so inconsistent.
Exactly, he's inconsistent. Like you saw where the first game was it the first game where Jairo was out? No. Where he was just terrible, but then he bounced back pretty good. So it's just like I said, these inconsistencies, like we can't allow that. So that's why I'm so excited that we have Jairo for the Liguilla back, which stays safe. But
yeah,
I think I agree with Louis. Like if it comes to terms like that, I would have to have Jairo, like period, over.
If we're going by that criteria.
There are other
criteria you can use to determine, but if we're going by that
pretty good criteria.
Yeah, it is a good criterion. I'm not going to say it's not. It's not the only way to measure. You know, we haven't had to play without Barreiro, so it's hard to know like how it would go.
So we tried to do our MVP last time before this. So who's the MVP?
Oh, is it even a question?
Luis Montes, man. Chapo Montes.
Yeah. All right. Just checking.
MVP of the team, MVP of Liga MX.
Yeah, anything else would be like a triple hot take.
Don't make me put the video. Hot take.
No.
It has to be Chapo. It has to be Chapo. I think they underestimate him a lot. And I think behind him, like I said, I think Navarro has been key. And I've said this repeatedly. It's like a broken record, but he's been key this season. I mean, you saw in this last play. I mean, and in the first play in the game, you saw how fundamental he is.
It appears as though someone has given their opinion on the MVP here in the comments.
Oh wow!
Oh, hello. Marcelo, when are you gonna come back? When are you gonna come back? We got lots of talking.
His beloved Colorado Rapids and their star goalkeeper William Yarbrough will be in the playoffs, MLS playoffs. So it's going to be a little while for Marcelo still, I think. But yeah.
Maybe after we can get Marcelo and Willie on.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice? And yeah, I mean, I don't know.
So yeah, it is Montes. And
it is Montes.
Wait, who was saying? Somebody was saying Navarro was.
I was saying Navarro comes
yes, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean,
so like you were saying about Navarro, and I mentioned this like on a tweet. So like most teams, they freak out when they take out their striker. We took out Gigliotti. We don't freak out because then you taking out, then you got Meneses, you got Mena, you got either Montes or you got Navarro who almost scored a goal. So we're very fortunate.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Carlos? Because you look like you're gonna say something.
So I think one person we're overlooking, the reason we have the best defense, and the reason he was the reason we were saved so many games is Pocota. Nobody mentions him. And I mean, just think about how many blocks he had against Puebla, how many blocks he had against other teams where they were 1v1s and he just came up big for us. Nobody mentions him, but I think he should be up there.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well. It's just, you know what? I don't know. I feel like after he went to la selección, como que tuvo a slight bajón. I don't know.
Well, he certainly didn't have the greatest game with the selección, and maybe that kind of affected his confidence a little bit. But I still think he's an absolute master playing his area.
Yeah.
Which provides us with a lot of comfort that we weren't used to before he got here.
Oh yeah.
But I will also say that I wouldn't be scared if Poncho Blanco had to play a few matches, a few more. Like if you had to put him in an emergency in Liguilla, I think we'd be okay. I think we mentioned this on a previous episode, but I mean it's still the case. So yeah. I don't think we'd be as dead in the water without Cota as we would be without Montes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely
Yeah, if we use the same criteria, I would rather I would rather Cota sit out.
This is gonna be a joke. Louis criteria.
This is the Carlos criteria. What are you talking about?
The Carlos criteria.
This is the Carlos criteria. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going along with it. Yeah.
Okay, now let's go to favorite game of this season that you enjoyed, Leon, and why. Now, take in consideration, we've only lost one game, which is Cruz Azul, which I don't expect you guys to say that was the best match, and draws here and there. But what is the best, in your eyes, best game of Leon this season?
I'll let you guys go first.
There's a couple choices. You could go a couple ways with this. For me, it's got to be the one against America, though. The game against America, the 3-2 win against America. Just because the way they responded right away after going down, coming back, and just all the circumstances that were surrounding that game, having to play in Aguascalientes and just putting all the distraction about not having the stadium out of their head and going in and playing their game and playing a great match. That one against America. The game against Querétaro is also an option where they scored those two quick goals to turn that result around completely. It's between those two for me, but I think I got to go with the one against America.
Yeah, I was going to say that one too. But just to bring up another one, I'm going to go with the one with against Pumas, just because it seems like we played the perfect first half, and then once Talavera got sent off, it just kind of ruined the game. And even though we probably would have won and we probably would have scored a couple against Talavera, it was still a great game. It was still a great half. up until that point in the season, that was probably the best half that we had seen from the club. So I'm going to go with that one.
Okay.
Another dark horse contender, just real quick before you say yours, Jose. Another dark horse contender for me is the one against Monterrey early in the
That's
season.
the one I was gonna say.
Sorry, Cuddy. I didn't mean to steal yours. I didn't think anyone else would think of that one. Sorry.
Yeah. No,
But yeah, just that Montes goal that he pulled out of nowhere from outside the area, which I'm sure will be part of Jose's compilation.
Yeah.
But that's a dark horse contender for me too.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh well, dang it. Alright. Okay. So what do I do now? Well, I guess I'm just gonna go with one of Luis because I don't want to pick the same one. So if you don't mind, Luis, I'm just gonna go with what is it? The Querétaro versus León. It was a visitante, right?
Yes.
Get it that 3-2. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that. At least from a spectator point of view, that was a fun match because there was 5 goals. For us, it wasn't so much fun because you know what happened. We were was it 2-1 first, and then we came at 3-2.
It was 1-0. Then they nos dieron la vuelta. It was 2. We were losing 2-1, and then in the last 10 minutes, a pair of Gigliotti goals in the last 10 minutes.
That was a good one
to get that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially at the time, Querétaro still looked like they might be a repechaje contender, like they might do something. They obviously fizzled out in epic fashion after that, and are out of the conversation now. But at the time, they were looking pretty good. They had a couple of solid wins to their name. Like they looked better than they. Yeah. And Cruz Azul, no? I think.
I don't remember.
But they were a different team then than they ended up being, and so it was like, well, we pulled out a result on the road against a team that had been playing pretty well. So
just like with Pumas, before Pumas, it was Querétaro that the people were telling, oh, they're like the hottest team right now, and look what happened.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was gonna say just the one against Monterrey, just because first jornada against Chivas, we all kind of knew how frustrating that game was, especially on Ángel Mena. So I think that match was definitely important for us to set the tone of kind of what the season was gonna look like, even though in the next game we lost, which is our only loss. But I think especially against a Monterrey team, it's always good to beat the Regio teams, kind of put us on.
And a Monterrey team that always gives us fits.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's always a good day when we beat a Regio team. It's always a good day.
Yeah,
definitely. But yeah, that one against.
If we'd held on against Tigres, that would have been a contender too, because of that Navarro goal that was just so amazing.
Yeah.
But they gave that game away, so that can't be in the conversation.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we'll have some little award ceremonials per se at the very, very, very end of this, which I'm hoping is going to be Lactava. We'll have a little award ceremony for the Club León.
Yeah, there has to be a Pushkas. There has to be a Pushkas award for best.
Oh
best
yeah, we're gonna dress up, suit and tie, and dressed up and everything. So
you already know who's gonna take it already.
Don't spoil it.
I
Okay?
don't know. I don't know, man. I think there's a conversation there. I do.
So yeah, this is just a little snippet of kind of what we're thinking of talking about. Lots that we could go into detail in regards to Club León this season. Jose, you had a couple of stats in regards to the MVP. Is that correct?
Yeah, I didn't finish one of the other ones for the graph, but I mean I have the numbers, so I can show it on the screen if you want. But for now, just let me see.
I took a screenshot of both of them.
So it should be the one that I want to show. It should be called most goals from outside. What is it?
Because I have the 2 Luis Montes ones. Is that what it is?
Yeah, but one of them is called like most goals from outside the uh from outside port season.
Can we go with Luis Montes while I download that?
Sure.
I have this one.
Let's see. I mean, that's basically it shows the whole team. I I just don't know how accurate this graph is. I don't think it's there's some stuff that it didn't calculate correctly. But I mean, I can tell you what it is from this one.
Yeah, it gives a little summary.
So okay, so like how we were talking about, so I was like, I wonder how many goals Chapo has scored from free kicks. So far, Chapo, at least in I didn't count, mind you, the ones in the censo. I still need to count those, but right now this is just for Liga MX. So in Liga MX, Chapo actually has the one on what was it, Sunday? That was his 4 free kick in with Leon in Liga MX. And if we're talking about like overall goals from outside the area, that was his 13. And right now, this is his best season. If we're talking about the goals from outside the area, he has 3 right now. And the previous seasons, the best one was on the Apertura 2016 with 3 goals. Prior to that, it was Apertura 2015 with 1, Clausura 2015 with 2, Clausura 2014 with 2, and Clausura 2013 with 1, and Apertura 2012 with 1. So this is, yeah, I mean, he's only accomplished 3 goals from outside the area in one season, only once before. So that just goes to tell you just how good of a season he's having. And in liguilla, he's actually never scored from a free kick. He has yet to score from a free kick, but he has scored from outside the area. He has 2 goals from outside the area. One in the Apertura 2016, and another one in the Apertura 2013.
So what you're saying is that he needs to score a free kick this Liguilla.
Yeah. He needs to.
Challenge accepted, Chapito.
Wouldn't that be nice if he scored, especially in la final? That would even better.
Yeah.
To give us the title?
2 of them.
All right. There you go.
2 of them.
That's kind of off top one. All right. I'll take it.
And then I do have the this one.
That's pretty much what I was talking about. So for most of the area, but this is just a graphic version. So the Guardianes, he has 3. The last one was back in the Apertura 2016.
Wow.
3, and then Apertura 2015 1, Clausura 2015 2, Clausura 2014 2, 2013 1, and Apertura 2012 2. I mean, that's
pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, desde afuera le pega como nadie. So yeah, I mean, like, we haven't seen this version of El Chapito since a long time. It's like,
yeah,
like even prior, if we go prior to like when he got injured, which I think that was when he missed the
World Cup?
the which season though, the Apertura 2014, right? That's the one he missed. Okay. Even prior to that, the most that he got from outside the area was that season. He got 2 goals from outside the area, and one of them was a free kick. This season, he has 3 goals from outside the area, and one of them was a free kick.
One of them was a free kick.
So he's just like Ari says, Chapito is just aging like wine. Like he's 34, and this I'm pretty sure this is his best season. At least if we compare it to like
2014.
yes, I mean for me it's not just not just goal scoring wise. Goal scoring wise, his best season was like I think back in the Apertura 2018, he scored 5 goals, but most of those goals were I think some of them were from a PK, which kind of explains why he got 5. But he didn't score from a set area or from a free kick on that season. And this season he's done it already 3 times.
Yeah.
Wow.
And let's not forget los
like
passes and everything, the assists.
That's the Montes that we were used before.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean
Chapito.
that was still there. That didn't go away. What kind of disappeared for a little bit was those
speed, right?
tiros desde fuera del área. And this season they're back. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like yeah.
Man's a beast.
Yeah.
Man's a beast, man.
Sure is.
Yeah, he's the MVP for sure. Like it was great watching Fútbol Picante, and then everybody just unanimous said, yeah, he's the MVP. You had other opinions like Paco Gabriel de Anda, who said, I still think the 2014 version of Montes was better, and I'm like, you know that
you don't know what
both are really good.
You're seeing the guy. He looks like he's younger than he actually is. Like he's fit right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like honestly, Chapito is even fitter than then. I think.
Yeah, and if you guys remember, like 2015, 16, maybe 17, he gained a lot of weight. I don't know if you guys remember him. He was like a little.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got it on, dude.
Yeah.
He's like slimmer than ever. It's kind of like when Rafa Marquez came. He really slimmed down whenever he got to León and had the season that he had.
Yeah.
So very, very important backbone of León. It is Chapito Montes, and I mean, he's kind of like Ronaldo to me. He just ages in a way that a lot of players wish they can age in. So very, very outstanding. This season also.
By the way, you better copyright that, Kari. You better copyright that he ages like wine. Everybody, even my grandpa said, I'm like, hey, grandpa, calm down. Kari said that first. Spanish, but you know what I mean? Like it's crazy because everybody has the same like opinion about him, and I think I think we're gonna see a like the peak of really what he was about to show us in 2014 before he got lesionado. I think he still has more to show, and I think one of the things that I heard on Fútbol Picante was that Chapo Montes, su calidad, the way he plays, reflects on the team, and that's 1,000%. I think the last 3 seasons, León has, I mean, las 12 victorias consecutivas, that has to do a lot with him. This León team as well. So, yeah, I hopefully he's the MVP. That's all I got to say.
Just has to top it off with a star.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like fatalistic, but it's now or never. Like this has to be the year. Like this.
Yeah.
Honestly, like even though Ambriz came out and like desmintió los rumores, I think that was just to be like politically correct. So like
even though
we need to
contract. Isn't it in his contract that he would only be able to leave León if he has an offer afuera, like in Europe? Kind of like with, remember Pizzi when he left? He kind of had that in his contract too.
He left for Chile. And
that's a good thing, though. That's a good thing if León is doing this kind of thing. I mean, León, it's no los corren and like. I mean, let's not, of course, mention Torrente and I forget the other two, Diaz or whatever. Chavo Diaz. But with Pizzi and right now with I think what's gonna happen with Ambris is that Leon is doing really good things in terms of that they're not really like trying to they want the best even for their coach. It's kind of like they want to export, even their coaches in that sense.
Hopefully, but I just hope before he goes, if he goes,
La octava.
and like
even them Aquino,
like
because
I think Leon was asking like in their Twitter handle like something about like a wish of what do you want. I was like, no es mucho pedir, but can you give me la octava and can you give me the champions too?
Yeah, the champions.
One of the next.
¿Qué más quieres? ¿Qué más? Una Libertadores.
Well, with an international title, he has a chance to be the one responsible for making us the undisputed Quinto Grande.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope he takes that seriously.
Doesn't have one.
Yeah.
We need to bring Marcelo back for that.
I'll look it up right now, but it's not my stat by the way. But I just wanted to like bring it up. But go ahead, guys. I'll look for it right now. But right now that you're talking about the Quito Grande, I'm gonna show you something related to that because I thought that was pretty cool.
Cool.
Well, I think los que más están en la pelea del Quinto Grande has to be Toluca and León. Tigres is like, I don't know, even though they beat us in the final, they still, I think they lack that international title just like León. That's why it's kind of like, hey, man, whoever wins that Conca Champions, what is it, Jose? What's
Would
your
I get in
legendary?
trouble if I show the tweet?
Huh?
Is it by a network?
Yeah.
Just quote it.
All right, just quote it. Okay.
Summarize it.
¿Cómo sería la lista de campeonatos con tabla general? Desde 1943. Until now. So the number one will be América con 15, Cruz Azul con 13, Chivas con 12, León con 8. Because that 1997 it would have been ours.
So many, like the ones in the 70s too.
Yeah, that one too. Toluca with 8. Tigres con 5 nomás.
However you look at it, it's
Toluca and Rayados with 4. And guess who? And guess where Pumas would be?
Oh, like way on the bottom.
2.
Like
1.
I don't know if he forgot to put like how many titles, but I don't see a number.
Wow, that's crazy. That is very crazy. You kind of do put that into perspective. If it was like the Premier League or like any other league, things would be very different, right? In that sense, because León has always had those great equipos, and they just for whatever reason have the worst luck ever. Like in the 70s, they went to 2 finals and they lost dos con autogoles.
70s and then 97.
Yeah. Oh, the 97 one was peor comiso. That was just unacceptable. But then again, that's the most title ever. So if you could choose to be Cruz Azul or León, I would rather lose that, descender, and then be campeones, go for la octava. And Cruz Azul is still without a championship 20-something years later.
Yeah, that sounds great. Guys, anybody got the exact dates of the next upcoming friendlies for León?
What?
You better know, Jose.
11th, 14th,
You should know all these.
17th.
For the friendlies?
I know the 11th.
Yes.
That's my birthday, miércoles.
Yeah, I got it. Let me just go to the friendlies, right?
Yes. I think
Miércoles, right?
Yeah, I should have it somewhere here. Dang it.
11. Just 1.
Where are you at?
I don't think they've released the start times, right? Just the date.
Well, doesn't really matter. You can't watch it. Or so
Yeah, that's true.
I'm glad they're doing those, but if we start hearing about injuries coming out of those friendlies, I'm going to be really pissed.
Really?
Just putting that out there.
You should go riot.
Chapo like 5 minutes. That's it, Chapo. You get 5 minutes.
They'll probably tell like the other teams to like, you know.
Where is it?
But what do
Take
you
it
think
easy.
other teams think about that?
Where
Like,
is it?
people better not play. I'm not trying to get my players injured.
Oh, found it. Okay, so I found it.
Okay.
Okay.
Should I go ahead and tell you what they are?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the first one is on November 11
My birthday.
versus Mineros,
We're gonna win.
who's currently sitting on third in the table. Second one will be on November 14 versus
Leones Negros.
UDG, who's 6-14 right now on the table. And the third one,
Tlaxcala.
November 19 versus Tlaxcala, who's sitting 15 in the table.
So the last game will be on a Thursday, right?
Yeah, that's it. And all
Yes.
of them are hosts at the Leon Stadium. Up.
Yeah.
Puerta cerrada.
So 2 this week and 1 next week. We're coming down to the wire, guys. Coming down to the wire. Anybody else got anything quickly to say before we take off?
You guys already did your predictions for La Liguilla?
No, we're gonna save that for another episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was already thinking in my head because I saw Louis write down like, dang, like, all right.
Nah,
I kind of
it'll give us something to talk about next time.
next
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Holy yeah.
next week I'm probably gonna do like a end of season stats for the players.
That'd be good.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good. Guys, that's kind of what we have today. Just a recap of what happened in this last jornada game versus Toluca. A little bit about a summary of Club Leon team performance and individual performances for this game. Obviously, no, we already dug into that. So
I'm gonna go back and listen to it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give him a 1.
Silva score gave him a 3.0, so the lowest. But yeah, no, next week, in the next upcoming weeks, we'll definitely have more content just in regards to kind of a liguilla full pod series, which kind of is like a knockoff after that, just in regards to Leon. So hopefully you will have 6+ episodes in regards to Leon, as we hope and we dream of that this year, as much as it's been pretty chaotic, ends in a good year in regards to the Club Leon. So thank you everybody who joined us today. Shout out to Raul Guerrero that joined us. Also Javier, when you had joined us via Periscope.
I ran. I did my best.
Shout out to Aztec Lion. Awesome. He says, I was wondering what Marcelo was up to. And shout out to Marcelo Balboa, who kind of tuned in as we were talking about.
Marcelo.
So, yeah. But thank you guys for joining us in this episode 54. 20+20 vision, because Leon was able to get 40 points this season, and now we're heading into the big guns, La Liguilla. Thank you everybody who's listening to us via Periscope and YouTube. Another Monday night football as a victory Monday, I like to say, because we're still on top. And we'll see you guys in the next episode of the Lines In podcast. Thank you for joining.